everyone, welcome back to my channel. In this session, we'll discuss about popliteal fossa. Popliteal fossa is a diamond-shaped hollow which is situated at the back of the knee. It is very important because it provides passage for many nerves and vessels from the thigh to the leg. We'll discuss about the boundaries, contents and applied aspects. The boundaries are supralaterally, the long head of biceps femoris and the short head of biceps femoris. Supromedially, the semimembranosus and semitendinosus. Infralaterally, we have got lateral head of gastrocnemius and plantaris muscle, and inframedially, medial head of gastrocnemius. So that forms a diamond-shaped structure. Diamond-shaped hollow. We have already learned about the hamstring muscles, that is the long head of biceps femoris, semimembranosus and semitendinosus. These form the supramedial and supralateral boundaries. Also about the main margins. Now, when you look at the popliteal fossa from the anterior aspect, the skin forms the posterior wall. Whereas when you are looking from the posterior aspect, the skin forms the roof. So, the roof of the posterior wall is formed by skin, superficial fascia, deep fascia. Deep fascia is also known as the popliteal fascia, and that is pierced by the short saphenous vein, superficial lymphatics and posterior cutaneous nerve of thigh. Whereas the floor or the anterior wall is divisible into three parts. You can see the three parts are the popliteal surface of femur, the oblique popliteal ligament and the fascia covering the popliteus muscle. These are the main boundaries of the popliteal fossa, which is a diamond-shaped hollow in the back of knee. Main contents are popliteal artery and its branches, popliteal vein and its tributaries, tibial nerve and its branches, common peroneal nerve and its branches, posterior cutaneous nerve of thigh, descending genicular branch of posterior division of obturator nerve, popliteal lymph nodes and popliteal parafat. So these are the main contents of the popliteal fossa. The neurovascular bundle, the main neurovascular bundle is constituted by the popliteal artery, popliteal vein and the tibial nerve. These structures are arranged differently in the upper part, intermediate part and the lower part. You can see here in the upper part, from medial to lateral, the structures arranged are artery, vein, nerve, medial to lateral, that is the popliteal artery, popliteal vein and the tibial nerve. Whereas in the intermediate part, from anterior to posterior, the structures are artery, vein, nerve, that is AVN. Whereas in the lower part, from lateral to medial, artery, vein, nerve. So AVN is the cord. AVN in the upper part it is medial to lateral. AVN in the intermediate part it is anterior to posterior. AVN in the lower part it is lateral to medial. So that is the arrangement of the neurovascular bundle in the popliteal fossa. We learn about the popliteal artery. It is the continuation of femoral artery. From the adductor hiatus, there is a tendinous opening in the adductor magnus muscle, and then it runs obliquely downwards and then terminates at the distal margin of the popliteus into anterior and posterior tibial arteries. So the main relation is that it is related very close to the popliteal surface of femur because it is the deepest structure. So it is in very close relation to the popliteal surface of femur. The importance is that in case of supracondylar fracture of femur or the posterior dislocation of the knee joint, this artery is endangered. So that is the main applied aspect of the popliteal artery in this region. The main branches are the superior muscular arteries which supply the hamstring muscles, then the sural arteries which supply the muscles of the leg, that is the soleus, gastrocnemius and plantaris muscles, and then genicular branches. The genicular branches are branches to the knee joint. So these are superior, medial and lateral, inferior, medial and lateral and middle genicular arteries. So the popliteal artery is a continuation of femoral artery. It terminates into anterior and posterior tibial arteries, and we have discussed the vein branches. Next is the popliteal vein. Popliteal vein is just opposite to that of popliteal artery. So it arises from the distal margin of popliteus. It begins as the union of venae committents which are accompanying the anterior and posterior tibial arteries, and runs upwards and terminates at the arter hiatus and continues as femoral vein. And the main tributaries are short saphenous vein and all the tributaries accompanying the branches of the popliteal artery. So whenever you are saying about the popliteal artery and the popliteal vein, all these structures are having triple relations that we have already discussed. Triple relation of the popliteal artery, popliteal vein. Popliteal lymph nodes belong to the deep group of lymph nodes, and these are about 5 to 6 in number. One of them is present at the saphenopopliteal junction. Then another one is present at the junction between the popliteal artery and the capsule of the knee joint. Some are seen in proximity to the popliteal vessels. Now, we have discussed the popliteal artery, popliteal vein and popliteal lymph nodes. The other main contents are tibial nerve and common peroneal nerve. We will discuss these two topics after learning the sciatic nerve, because these topics itself are very long topics. Now, about the applied aspects of this region, the popliteal artery, the popliteal pulse palpation is very important, but it is very difficult to get. So, the clinician flexes the knee to 120 degree. The clinician flexes the knee of the patient to 120 degree and then puts his fingers into the popliteal fossa so that the thumb rests on the patella, and then feel for the pulse by pressing out to the bone. Similar to recording blood pressure of the upper limb, where you tie the cuff around the arm and auscultate at the brachial artery in the cubital fossa. Similarly, the blood pressure of the lower limb is also taken, especially in condition known as coarctation of aorta. Here, the cuff is tied around the thigh and the stethoscope diaphragm is placed on the popliteal fossa to auscultate the popliteal artery. Other applied aspects are swellings of the popliteal fossa. The swellings can either be due to involvement of the contents of the popliteal fossa or can be due to any knee joint problem. So, if you examine the popliteal fossa, you have to examine the knee joint also. In case of knee joint disorders, you have to examine the popliteal fossa also. One important swelling is popliteal artery aneurysm. Aneurysm means dilatation of the vessel. So, popliteal artery aneurysm leads to compression of the popliteal vein. It can cause stasis of blood that will lead to the formation of the thrombus and embolus, which gets dislodged and reaches the distal arteries, causing pain, ulceration and gangrene of the toes. So, these can be surgically treated either by exposing and clamping the popliteal artery, or by ligating the femoral artery at the Hunter's canal, that is known as the subsarterial canal, that was pioneered by John Hunter. Or you can use the saphenous vein graft to replace the dilated part of the popliteal artery. That is all about the popliteal artery aneurysm. You can also get popliteal abscess that occurs due to inflammation of the popliteal lymph nodes. Then varicosity of the short saphenous vein, the terminal part of the short saphenous vein can occur at the popliteal fossa. Then you can get cystic swelling. It can be Baker's cyst or semimembranosus bursitis. This can be due to either inflammation of bursa related to the knee joint or due to protrusion of the synovial membrane through the capsule of the knee joint. So, these are the main applied aspects of the main contents of the popliteal fossa. So, we have discussed about how to palpate the popliteal pulse, blood pressure of the lower limb, then popliteal artery aneurysm, then cystic swellings, popliteal abscess and varicosity. So, that's all about the boundaries. About the contents we have discussed in detail about the popliteal artery and the popliteal vein and popliteal lymph nodes and the applied aspects. We learn about the nerves in the coming sessions. I hope you have understood this topic. If you haven't subscribed this channel, please do subscribe and please press the bell icon to get more notifications. Thank you.